Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha and welcome back to another episode of Smart Money Analysis for this particular week. Now, the markets are really trading quite weirdly and there is a lot of volatility on an intraday basis on almost every single day. So, we are observing some really good movement in both Nifty and Bank Nifty on an intraday basis. And I would say that it is time to be extremely cautious and especially if you are taking any overnight positions or if you are initiating any swing trades, you should really ensure that even if you are doing something in index options or anything like that, you should try to stay hedged because you never know how would market react or open in the next day. So that is something which I want to tell you, that you need to be extremely cautious. I am saying that because there are some data points as well which are telling us to be extremely cautious. So we'll talk about that. But for now, let's try to analyze the charts and then we'll have a look at the data to understand what's happening in the markets. So let's begin. So very firstly, we'll start off with the daily time frame chart for Nifty 50. You can see that the last 3 days Nifty 50 has been consecutively giving a daily closing below its 20-day exponential moving average. So that is clearly demonstrating weakness. The RSI is also close to 50, which is again showing some weakness here. And the next important support, which I think here would be, even because of the demand supply and because of the 50 EMA, would be somewhere around 17,600. You will see that recently we made a low of 17,610 and then we basically gave some relief bounce or some short covering, I would say, because the data clearly showed that this was no long build up. This up move was clearly because of a short covering. So this is one of the things. And again, people are quite intimidated by the last weekly expiry, which was I guess 3rd of November. But if you read the data on a daily basis, you would have known that this bearish down move was kind of expected because the data formation was quite bearish. But again, Nifty 50 is still very strong in the weekly and the monthly chart. So let me talk about the weekly one first. Weekly, you will see an RSI of 67, again still demonstrating strength here. But you know, these last two red candles have been kind of a concern because you see this entire rally, we haven't really seen these two big red candles consecutively on a weekly time frame. So anyways, talking about the monthly. So monthly again you will see that the RSI is still above 80, which is a highly cautious sign because if you have a look at the historical trends, anytime the RSI has gone above 80, we have followed by basically a 10 to 15% correction. Now there is no guarantee that the history repeats, but you can see for yourselves that this move is clearly a euphoric move. And again, the last month's candle which you saw on the closing basis, the October month candle, you can see some clear selling pressure from the top of roughly about 18,600. So that is something which we can see, and definitely you have to be cautious when we are trading at a monthly RSI of above 80. And not only in Nifty, even in the global indices, we can see that we are heading towards a monthly RSI of almost more than 75 to 80. So again, that is something which is very much cautious, and we got to be extremely careful with our positions in the market right now. So this was for Nifty 50. Let's quickly talk about the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty still has managed to close above the 20 EMA for the last 3 to 4 trading sessions. But again, it is again looking very much weak, and it also made a high of roughly about 41,800, and after that you saw a very good selling pressure in Bank Nifty as well. Again, the first important support happens to be at 50 EMA. If it breaks 39,400 or 500, that particular zone is the 20 EMA, and that acts as generally a good support. But right now the markets are at an extremely euphoric phase and we got to be extremely careful with our position sizing. Let's talk about the weekly time frame chart. So weekly again you will see that it is still showing some strength, but again this one particular candle is demonstrating a lot of things. Let's talk about the monthly. So monthly again you will see that it is also close to 70, but again you can see that this particular candle has seen some really good selling pressure from the top in October month, and in fact in the last week of October we saw a really good selling pressure. So this was for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Let's quickly have a look at the global cues. So the US Fed announced the tapering, but still it was happened in a scheduled manner. So there was no taper tantrum. So we can see that the indices are kind of reacting positively to that. Although Nasdaq was in really good gains, but at the end, towards the closing, it almost gave up all of its gains. And what's interesting here is to see that even the S&P 500 closed in a net positive of 0.26%. You can see that the S&P 500 VIX is up by 5%, and that demonstrates that there is fear in the markets. Certainly there is a fear. And let's talk about the bond yield. So the bond yields gave a really good correction, almost from 1.6 to 1.45, and this is certainly positive for Nasdaq. So Nasdaq has been looking very strong. But again, let me show you something. So if you have a look at the Nasdaq 100 futures on a daily time frame, the RSI is close to 79, and that is again extremely overbought. Even in a weekly time frame, the RSI is at 72, which is again quite overbought. And in monthly, again, it is close to 80. So again, this is not a very healthy sign, because if you have a look at the future again, if you have a look at the past again, you will see that whenever RSI has gone above 80, we have been witnessing at least a 10% correction in the coming months. So that is something which we need to be extremely careful about. And not only Nasdaq, if I show you S&P 500 as well. So on a daily time frame, there is an RSI of 76. On a weekly time frame, RSI of 72, and on a monthly time frame, again an RSI of 74, which is extremely overbought. And let's quickly have a look at Dow futures as well. Daily there's an RSI of 70, monthly there is an RSI of almost 69, and 1 week there is an RSI of almost 67. So you got to be extremely careful. Now let's talk about the option chain and try to understand. Or before, let's just talk about the activity in the cash market. So the last trading session, which was the Muhurat trading session for 1 hour, even in that the FIIs sold for more than 300 crores and the DIIs just bought for roughly about 38 crores. There is negligible buying in the 1 hour session that we witnessed. But still, FIIs have been really selling quite heavily. So in the month of October, they sold for more than 25,000 crores and DIIs were not able to buy that much. Did they sell like this before? Yes, we can see that in July they sold for more than 23,000 crores, but most of it was absorbed by, from the DIIs and the mutual fund houses. But this time, not a lot has been absorbed, and a lot of this, basically more than 20,000 crores, have been bought in by retail, which is not a very healthy sign. So again, the consecutive selling in the cash market has been one of the concerns for the market, and it will continue to be if at all FIIs continue to sell in the cash markets on a daily basis. But yeah, let's talk about the option chain firstly. So let's switch some settings. Let's get this to OI chains and then let's just see multiples of 100. So again, the last trading session was not a lot of activity basically in the Muhurat trading session. And if we talk about the highest OI on the call side, so you will see that 18,000 has it, almost 30 lakh contracts. But there is not a lot of activity here, and probably the people would have written some calls or puts for the theta decay on the weekend. So probably people would have done that. Even I myself wrote some calls of 18,200 and 18,300 to get some good theta decay on the weekend. And I hope that they are pretty safe looking at SGX Nifty. And yes, talking about the OI on the put side, so 17,500 has it. But if you compare the magnitude, it's 20.5 and it is 30.3 for the highest OI. So again, a lot of fear on the put side, that is for sure. And let's confirm that with PCR. So PCR is again at 0.84, which is clearly demonstrating weakness. And this option chain is not looking very strong, because if you have a look at the cumulative OI on the put side and you compare it with the cumulative OI on the call side, the one on the call side is certainly a lot more than the put side. So again, the option chain is looking slightly weaker as well, and the data points are also not looking good. That is something which we'll see next. So yeah, let's talk about the data points. So we'll start off with the net long position in index futures. So the net long in index futures in the last trading session was mildly up by 0.02%, because it was only a 1 hour trading session. But what's interesting here is that if you have a look at the last 8 to 10 trading sessions, the FIIs have been maintaining a net long in index futures below 60 or almost below 55 if you have a look at closely. So that is something which is not very healthy, and if you have a look at this, they have been maintaining this particular figure for a very long time. And in fact, if I talk about the stock futures, so stock futures again, they have been maintaining the net long in stock futures below 50, which is again not a very healthy sign. Although in the last trading session, that is the one before Muhurat trading, we observed some minute amount of long build-up and some short covering. But before that, on the 3rd of November, or basically the 2nd of November, a day prior to the weekly expiry, we saw some really good, long unwinding and some short build-up. So again, that is something which you got to be extremely careful about. Let's talk about the options data. So options, once again, you will see that there was some addition basically on the call side and the put side as well. There was more of writing done. So these were the number of call longs and then these were the number of call shorts. So roughly about 5,000 lots of call shorts and almost about 12,000 lots of put shorts. Again, probably because to gain something from the theta decay on the weekends. The FIIs also shorted some options. But again, the opening is kind of expected to be around 17,950 to 18,000 on Monday. But let's see how do the global cues turn up on Monday morning, and a lot will depend on that. But the cautious data that I was talking about is the net put is to net call ratio. So the net put is to net call ratio, if you have a look at this almost touched a high of 7 on a daily basis, and that is extremely caution for us. Why? Because if you see that from July 2021, you will see that the high it ever made was 4, and after that the average is somewhere around 1.5. So now from an average of 1.5, we made a high of 7. That means the number of put options bought on a cumulative basis was almost 7 times than the number of call options bought on a cumulative basis. And that is hinting for extreme caution once again. And if you have a look at this particular data, so right now we are somewhere close to 3.5, and in fact we were above 4 one trading session before to this. But again, this is still a cautious number because the average is somewhere around 1.5, but right now we are more than 3. So that is again something which is telling us to be basically very much careful with our positions, and especially if you are selling naked options overnight. And just FYI, I am currently sitting on some in the money puts for the 22 March expiry, that is 2022 March monthly expiry. I am having some lots of 18,000 put option and some of 18,500 put options. Although they are already giving me decent gains, but I am expecting almost a 10% correction from the top. It could be more, but again, I could be wrong. You need not follow me here. I'm just keeping things transparent and telling you about my positions. And yes, I do expect almost a 10% correction from the top, maybe more, but let's see, by March 2022. But again, as mentioned, that I could be really wrong, so you need not follow me. But that is just based on my analysis and my data reading so far. So again, it could be wrong, and the market could shoot up from here. In that case, I will manage my risk and see how I can defend those positions and exit with minimal loss. But for now, I am pretty much convinced that the market has made its stop and it will give some correction in times to come. Again, it could be a debatable topic. I know a lot of people are quite optimistic about 19,000 and 20,000 in Nifty. Surely that will happen, but for me, I personally think that the top has been made, at least for this particular bull run. So thank you so much for watching this particular video. Again, your views could differ, mine could differ. It's all about analyzing the market in one particular way. You could analyze it differently than me. So anyways, I respect all of the views, and yeah, hopefully this particular video helped you. If it did, please consider pressing the like button, and if you're new here and coming here for the first time, subscribe to this channel for more such content. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Have a good day, take care, and bye bye.